Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 8th Annual Washington Ideas Forum. It is wonderful to see so many of you here. Thank you for being here despite the rain. I'm Margaret Lowe, president of AtlanticLIVE, the team behind this forum. When we launched with our partners, the Aspen Institute, this event in 2009, it was a much smaller undertaking. We called that year's forum the first draft of history. It was a nod to the role of the journalists making sense of the world in real time, or at least trying to. And as the late Phil Graham of the Washington Post once said to a group of foreign correspondents, journalism is the inescapably impossible task of providing a first rough draft of history that will never really be completed about a world we will never really understand. And while this forum has expanded, our purpose here today remains much the same as it was in 2009 when we began, to help make sense of this cacophonous world, try to understand history in the making, and shed light on some of the most consequential issues of our time. In these days of breathless coverage of world events, there is something so meaningful about being here together, slowing down just long enough to really listen, explore ideas with openness and genuine curiosity. We could not do this without the generous support of our underwriters, and I want to thank them. Presenting underwriters: Comcast, NBC Universal, Innovation Center for U.S. Dairy, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. Supporting underwriter, the American Federation of Teachers, and contributing Allstate, Design Foundry, and PayPal, with a much-needed caffeine infusion from Compass Coffee. Thank you, Compass Coffee. We have an extraordinary day ahead, and we'll get rolling in a moment. One note before we do: please silence your cell phones, but don't put them away, because we'd love you to be part of the conversation on Twitter. You can use the hashtag #IdeasForum. Now back to the matter of trying to make sense of history. And long before the age of Twitter. When the Atlantic was founded in 1857, it was in part a place for literary lions of the age to write about the American idea. And it was also a vehicle to advance the cause of abolition, make the case against slavery. Nearly 160 years later, issues of race in America remain at the forefront. And now, at long last, the museum dedicated to telling the African American story has opened its doors. This effort was many decades in the making. The idea stalled in Congress year after year, and once it was blessed, there were millions of dollars to raise and a collection to piece together. But Lonnie Bunch, the director of the Museum of African American History and Culture, prevailed. The reviews of what he has accomplished are stunning. Lonnie Bunch is our first guest this morning. Our moderator first met Bunch almost 20 years ago. He was a kid reporter writing a story for the Washington City paper about the failed effort to bring an African American history museum to the mall. Ta-Nehisi Coates and Lonnie Bunch are back together again this morning. Thank you.